back on what we have talked about before. We were talking about, yeah, desires of the customer and added value. And so the core question we have to think upon is, who is my customer? This is one of the most important questions when it comes to the production, to the development of a product. So these are the points we're going through. We first to think upon who our customer is or will be. Then from this background, we have to do the next step to define the touristic product. We have to integrate emotions, then to take a look on the competitors in order to see what do they have, what should be different to, well, to have a USB. Then we will do an analysis of such a tourism product which is on the market. And then at the end, if there is still time, I will talk about the digital marketing tools. If we don't have the time, I think there is enough information at the slides that you can go through it by yourself. Okay, so let's start. The core question is, who is the guy or who is the woman who is willing to choose your company and choose your product instead of that one of a competitor, or instead of organizing a trip by him or herself? So who is the customer, and to whom do you have to address the product and the signals of the product? So what are the needs and the desires of this person to address? Because if you, I mean, you are all working in tourism industry more or less, and we travel because we have desires, we have dreams, we want to do something, we have these pictures in our head, and we want to realize these pictures. So these desires we have to be aware about, we have to know them, and we have to nourish the certain attachment people are looking for. So how are we doing this? Yeah, we need an avatar. We create an avatar and we describe the characteristics of this avatar. And this is not ending with sex, age, job, blah, blah, income. It has to become much more in detail. We have to have an idea about the lifestyle. So this complete perception of life, of what do I do for my jobs, how do I see the world, what are my preferences, what are my big problems in the world, all these aspects. Yeah, because the way how a customer sees the world is also the way how the customer sees a tourism product and how he or she is reacting on this tourism product, and if she will make a choice for it and will be happy with it, or in the worst case she doesn't make a choice, or probably in the even more worst case, she's after booking and consuming your product, she's unhappy and unsatisfied at the end and make bad advertisement for you. So you have to satisfy her. And this is, so there are some little questions, yeah, but we go through by creating an avatar. And this is something which you will do also later on. You have to create, you have to make a complete description of the imagined person which will be your customer. Okay, and I will give you an example of avatar of one of the most successful tour operators in Austria. when it comes to sustainable tracks. It's called Weltweit Wandern. Yeah, so, this is the company. You will later get many examples from them. And they've created an avatar called Erna Helbing. Yeah, so this is a picture of such a typical customer for them. So what is typical for her? She's educated, she's curious, she's looking for safe adventure. That means we go more into detail with it. That means that, yeah, she wants to go over her limitations, so get out of her comfort zone, but not too extreme. Yeah, probably not swimming with crocodiles, but yeah, making some nice trekking trips. Yeah, see, she's age 35. She's a teacher in Vienna at high school, but she grew up in the countryside, so she has a very strong relationship to nature and to countryside in general. She has two grown-up children. And what are her desires? Yeah, she loves nature. She loves moderate sport, and very important, yeah, she is orientated for sustainability. Yeah, she thinks about what she's eating, how animals are treated. She loves to be in nature and to do walks there. Okay, but we go deeper into her. Yeah, so her values and needs. What are values? Just to be very precisely, when we talk about values, then we talk about just the expression of patterns we have, patterns of behavior we are doing, we're practicing in order to feel comfortable. This is a value. So when we look on this pattern of Erna, yeah, she tries to practice a sustainable lifestyle. That means buying groceries in the region at the farmer market, seasonal organic products, and produced in the region. Yeah, so this is important for her. But what does this mean for you? Yeah, that means when it's important for her in a daily life. And she also looks for this quality in a tourism product. She doesn't want to get then tomatoes imported from Netherlands or whatever. She wants to have tomatoes or vegetables grown up in the region. Yeah. So when it comes to meat and dairy products, it's a question for her: how are the animal treated? So animal welfare. Yeah. She's engaged in social products. She's donating money to social projects worldwide. And she's also willing to support projects of the tour operator Weltweit Wandern. Yeah, WWW means a short abbreviation of Weltweit Wandern, so it's the company I'm talking about. And they have formed an own NGO. You will get more details about this later. So she's looking very much for organic brands and labels because she has a green orientation, because this is deeply rooted in your values. Yeah? But she doesn't want to get foolish. Yeah? If an organic apple costs 4 times more than a traditional apple, then the limit is left already. Then she takes the cheaper one. So it must be a balance between economy and local and environmental offer. Good. Her relationship to her job. Yeah? She's teacher. She's teaching history and geography, so that means that she has a lot of knowledge about the world, the development of the world. She loves this. Yeah? She loves to teach, and in consequence, she loves to know more about history and more about geography. And that's why she loves to travel. She loves to meet other cultures. She loves to know about their stories. Yeah. In the same time, as she has already many years of working, so in the meantime, she has a very good salary. So she is able to spend money. That means she doesn't need to look for cheap things. I mean, remember what I said first. She doesn't want to be cheated. Yeah. So she is willing to pay good money for good quality. Yeah. And so that means that you can develop a product with high quality on behalf of sustainable aspects and local products and authentic aspects. This can cost some money, but it must be seen. It must be obvious that you use this high quality. Yeah. So Erna also follows a fixed rhythm, yeah, starting early in the morning with teaching until 1 o'clock, then in the afternoon, etc., etc. Cooking. So she loves to have a certain rhythm. She doesn't like a journey where she doesn't know what to expect and what the rhythm is. So there must be also a certain rhythm because there she feels comfortable. She feels safe. Rhythm gives her safety. Now, what's the problem of Irma? I love problems. And everybody who is doing business is loving problems because successful business is delivering solutions for problems people have. Yeah. So what is Anna's problem? Anna has a fulfilled life, but with 58, she's wondering, was this everything? Children are gone, working every day, every year with new children. Was this everything? There must be more vitality, more connecting with nature, more meaning of life. Yeah, so existential demands. She wants to meet more new, interesting, like-minded people, which is important when you come to the point who is how do you form a group? Yeah, who should be all the customers of your trip? I mean, are these idiots who wants to look for cheap all you can eat, or intellectually developed, educated people who are interested also in culture with whom you can have discussions? Yeah. So she's fit. She's not as fit anymore as she was. And she's always struggling because with age, yeah, you're a little bit less fitter. And she's not so sure if she's fit enough for big walks. But that's why it's very important for her when she sees looking for a tourism product with tracking, yeah, is this high demanding with long heavy tracks or easy walks or mid average walks. Yeah. And well, she's open-minded for transcending her comfort zone, sleeping 1, 2, 3 nights in a tent in a fantastic natural environment, but not all the time. Yeah. So she also loves wellness resorts and nice hotels. Yeah. So expanding her limits, uh, desire for challenges, but in a balanced level. Another problem of Erna is that her partner, her husband, um, is looking for photographs, and he is not so much traveling anymore because he travels so much for his job. Yeah. Well, same with me. I travel so much for my projects that I don't want to travel and fly when I'm private. So the problem of Anna is she would like, because she works always in her town. So in order to see other countries, yeah, she needs interesting people to travel with, but also her friends, they are not in this good physical conditions. So she needs groups with interesting people, with a certain fitness, with similar interests. So And that's a big problem. Yeah. Also, her friends don't have the money she has. So she needs groups which are fitting to her. And therefore, she needs a good tour operator with with um, with target groups which are fitting to her. Yeah, and she has, of course, travel dreams. She has desires. So there are offers waiting to satisfy these desires. Let's take a look at Anna's travel biography. Yeah, so Anna has traveled a lot in her life. When she was younger, she was au pair in England. She has done Interrail, which means for 1 month you get a train ticket and get around in whole Europe. She even has been in New Zealand for 3 months. She's done a lot of culture trips to towns. And then when she got children, then there were mainly beach holidays, yeah, in Europe or skiing in Austrian Alps. So, and there's another thing. She has tried already one trip to Morocco because she wanted to see Morocco, but she has chosen a very, very bad tour operator where it was cheap, the trip was cheap, the group was big, the people were not so interested. It was typical mass tourism. She has not enough time to experience the different sites. It was only taking photographs and leaving, taking photographs and leaving, and even the other customers, they even she heard xenophobic remarks, so she didn't feel comfortable with that. So she's looking, when she's choosing a tour operator, she wants to have other people with certain education and values interested in conversation and, well, in the best case, getting new friends. So this is her expectation after this disappointing experience. Yeah. She did once a trip with her daughter, went to Cuba, but well, her daughter has also different expectations. Yeah. She prefers doing hiking tours, but her daughter prefers paddling, riding, salsa dancing. So yeah, having the good offers, and that's why trekking trips would be the perfect thing for her. Once she had done a trip with her husband to Nepal, to the Everest Base Camp. It was very challenging. She has done a specific preparation for that, but these were very, very precious memories she's keeping from that time. So this is something, these trekking trips, which giving her so strong memories, and she's looking for more something like this. So what are the future plans? What is she looking for traveling? Yeah, she has dreams about Africa, about the Silk Road, but also closer areas. So she wants to do some extraordinary experience. So, for example, some nights above the sky, the stars, yeah, with a beautiful scenery, but also a little bit, just a few days in a fantastic beach, wellness hotel, nice restaurant with local food, something like this. So a little bit of luxury, but only from time to time. Yeah. So it must be the perfect travel concept. Yeah, with small groups, nice people, sophisticated, and very important, the guide must be local. It must be either in the region, yeah, real Vietnamese, real Philippine, or wherever she travels to. Yeah, who has a good knowledge about? He must be informed about history, about customs, about geography. Yeah, because she wants to learn. She wants to get more insights. Yeah, and She wants to have fantastic experience, yeah, encounters with local, for example, cooking together with local people, yeah. And because these are the experience she's keeping in her heart when she has heavy times, when she is back home. So she wants to count on the organizer. She wants to completely be confident on the tour operator that he or that they are delivering the perfect product, that they have to thought about everything. Yeah, she's very open, but she has limits with her with being brave. So when it comes, for example, to dangerous types of vacuum, yeah. So she's uh, open for trying new things, but in a controlled manner. Yeah, being a little bit thrilled, but still in a controlled manner. And if all these things are fulfilled, then she is open to recommend this to other people, to friends. So then she would be the best marketing tool a tour operator can get. But on the other side, if the trip is not perfect, if she is disappointed, if the other customers are, well, difficult people, if the hotels are badly chosen, then she becomes angry and she is complaining, and she will also complain later on. So she must be, if she is satisfied, then it's the best thing which could happen to everybody. Yeah. So she has some expectations, and she's also sensitive on specific things. Yeah? She wants to be heard when she has a problem. She wants to be perceived as, yeah, she wants to be heard. And she wants to get the feeling that this problem will be arranged. She's also sensitive to noise, so the room must be quiet. And one thing, breakfast. Breakfast is very specific to her. She doesn't like country desert breakfast. The breakfast must be international standard. So all the other foods, she's keen on authentic food, but breakfast should be regional, should be international. Okay. This is the avatar. And the avatar is important because this gives us the orientation. When we come now to the product, we always have to keep the avatar in mind, because it's this type of customer we are addressing. And when we are designing the product now, then we have to address these needs, these desires, these expectations in order to create the perfect product. Yeah. So how do we do this? The point is, we have to focus less on the activities. This is the most common mistake people are doing when they're developing a product. And here I really can talk from experience. As I told you, I don't know if I've told you, but I've worked for 20 years as tour guide. And I've experienced this kind of trips where they were packed with offers, and it was a race from one attraction to others. And if you don't give the people space for feeling the experience, for feeling their own emotions, then you're losing all this effect of positive attractions. So less is more. Yeah. And the question is also, when you're designing your product, what is your expertise? Yeah. So are you an expert on culture tourism or nature tourism? Yeah. When nature tourism means that you should love nature. You should know a lot about it, know a lot about how to put nature into an experience. Yeah. And then you can make a good story about it. Yeah. So time to find a good balance for the product to evolve and for the tourist to enjoy and to find his own balance. Yeah, so time management is very important. So this, when you're designing your product, you should keep these critical questions in mind. It should be something like a filter or a control set. Is there too much in it? Is there too many attractions that it's more the race instead of evolving a feeling, evolving an experience? Okay, next point. Emotional promotion. What does this mean? What are you selling? Are you selling a product? Wrong. A tourist doesn't want to sell a product. I mean, they don't go they don't go to the internet in order to find information, or they don't go to a tour operator to say, oh, what product do you have for me? No, they have a desire. They are looking for a specific image, for an emotion. So you have to sell emotion. This is the thing. And an emotion you transport is a story which the customer wants to enter in order to become the hero of the story. Yeah? So it's the feeling behind, for example, to be the pirate or the Robinson on a lonely island. Yeah. So it's this specific experience, these specific stories which will happen during this journey to this customer, which will be experienced and which will be told afterwards, and which is strong memory. And remember back what I've told you about Erna. Yeah. What is her problem? The problem is she has everything instead of this feeling for life. So at the beginning, there is always a problem you have to solve. Yeah. And that's why it's so important that at the beginning, you know and you can name a specific problem. Yeah. So a need for excitement, a need for encounter, sensitive emotional encounter, a need for, and I will show you another experience. Yeah. For example, here, authentic encounter. Yeah, like meeting local fishermen, making good photographs, making good talks. Yeah? And in order to show you a story, I hope this works now. I will show you a little movie. This is marketing, advertising of Nike. And this is really a fantastic movie. I hope it works. I think I have to wait. Oops. Stop the movie. I have to change. Wait, I have to change the share of the screen.
When you share screen, make sure you click the button that says share sound in the bottom left.
Yeah, so it's this one. Okay, you see the screen now, the second one. Yeah, the sound. You're right. Yeah, it was exactly that mistake I did. Okay,
you need to listen to your future third ex-wife. That's why we're going to get divorced.
So right. That's why I love you. Okay. Screen, and where's the other button? but I don't see the other button.
Usually it's at the bottom of the share. There's a little like box you have to tick that says share sound.
Yeah.
In your options of your, when you're looking at share screen and you have all those options of
yeah,
things
yeah,
to
yeah.
share.
I got it. Yeah, I got it. Thank you very much. Yeah, wonderful. Okay. Okay, you see the movie?
Yes, we see.
Yes. I mean, there is not a lot of sound anyway.
Greatness. It's just something we made up.
You hear the sound also?
Yes, we can hear it, yeah.
Okay.
Somehow we've come to believe that greatness is a gift, reserved for a chosen few. For prodigies. For superstars. And the rest of us can only stand by watching. You can forget that. Greatness is not some rare DNA strand. It's not some precious thing. Greatness is no more unique to us than breathing. We're all capable of it. All of us.
So, oops, wait, no, and stopping. Okay. So, what I love so much on this movie, oh, where's my other presentation? Oh, okay, yeah. Stop. And okay, we're here. So what I love so much on this little movie is everybody has his own specific personal problem and the desire. For example, desire to overcome his or her limits. And it's not necessary to climb the Everest or to be the world record runner for a marathon, but to grow, to reach the next step. And this is, if you remember, the avatar of Erna. Yeah, she only wants to get above the limits a little bit to reach the next level of adventure. And to address this, to show to your customer, you will experience something new, but you don't need to be afraid. You will make it. I support you. You will reach your greatness. And this is this balance between challenge and security. And this is which makes desires or fulfilling desires. So the next task would be, and this I will prepare tomorrow for you for the for Porto for the exercise, that you have to name the problem of your targets with 5 bullet points that you can address these problems with your product. Okay. Now I give you a little example. Yeah. You have a nature tour, and for example, well, I hope you know this idea of forest bathing. That means getting in contact with plants, the trees, this atmosphere, and dipping into this specific atmosphere of being in the forest. Yeah, it's called forest bathing or Shin-yoku, coming from Japan. So it's a Eastern tradition. And why is the demand for this growing? Remember what I told you at the beginning of this first presentation today. People have a stressed life, they're urbanized, they're digitalized, so in consequence, they often have a lack of sleep, concentration problems, they're struggling on climate warming and economic problems, blah, blah, blah. So, and by going to the forest, they come down. By the way, I want to tell you about an exercise I'm doing with my students in the course Health and Nature Tourism. I'm offering this every spring. I'm telling my students that they have to go to a place, well, perfectly in a forest, but it can be also a big garden. And they have to sit there for 1 hour without smartphone, yeah, just sitting there and observing what is happening. And always happens the same thing. Yeah, when they begin, they say, "Oh no, oh wow, why I'm sitting here and it's bullshit," and and it turns around in their head, and then slowly, slowly, the thoughts are going down, and then they see, oh, there are some ants running. Oh, and this bird, this is an interesting song. Oh, there are different songs of the birds. So the view of the persons are starting to concentrate, and then they're turning from inside to outside. And they start more and more to be in the forest. And after this hour, they come back so relaxed. And this is the effect. And if you can allow the customer to have this experience, you have already a big rounding point. So you contribute that the people have better sleep, improving concentration, strengthening resilience. So whole mental well-being is growing, and it helps to focus on essential problems. Do you notice that you have this pressure and you don't know what you should do first? You have so many deadlines you're running after, and it's a horror. And there is a Chinese saying, and I'm practicing this always. When you are in a hurry, walk slowly. So when I am in a hurry, I leave my office, I go for a coffee because my kitchen is on the other side of our office, of our building. It's almost 100 meters to walk. I go there, take my coffee, and in the meantime, I can focus on what is the priority? What do I first? And then I'm focused and I'm completely down again, relaxed, and then have much more energy to do the different things. Yeah. So focusing, doing such a forest bathing is such a measure. So you are helping a lot. Next aspect. Who are you? Who are you as a company? Yeah. What are your values? Yeah. This is a crucial question, and if you haven't asked this ever before, now it's the time. What are you standing for? How are you teaching and educating your children? Are you going with your children every time to McDonald's, giving them junk food, running to Disney World as often as possible? Or are you going with them for a walk to the local market, to a garden, to a park, making with them sportive activities, yeah, learning them about nature? Are you interested to care for your environment, or are you a consumption junkie? And this is a personal decision, because if you are a consumption junkie, then and you're driving an SUV because you love to show, oh, see how much money I have and how fast I am, then how do you want to implement sustainability in a credible way in a product? Then you probably should sell heli tracking to some people. But if you are interested in the sustainability, if this is important, if you are interested to give a good future to your children, and you are interested in what can I do, how can I contribute to it, yeah, and you want to contribute this also to your stuff and to your environment, then you can also express this in a credible manner in a product. So then you can create your USP. You can present yourself to the world in a credible way. And then you can create your USP also in contrast to competitors who are selling junk food and cheap all-you-can-eat offers. So, and that's why it's important also to take on programs of your competitors. Yeah, what are they offering, and how can you differentiate your program from these other competitors in order to give your customer the message and the signal, look, you're looking for a high value product, you're looking for personal and authentic encounters. I'm the one. My company can guarantee that you get your dreams fulfilled. Yeah? But you have to look on the competitors. I mean, there are also good competitors in the market, and you can always learn from your competitors in both ways. What are they doing worse? So what you can do better, or what are they doing well? Where you can learn and make your products better. Yeah? So becoming even more sustainable, more attractive, more focused on the needs of your both customers and the locals. Yeah? Okay. So that's why another task in Porto. With time you will probably come to the point you say, no, we don't go to Porto. Too much work from Harry. But you know, everything is learning. So you will do a competitor analysis, picking up a competitor and check what are they doing well and what can they do better. Next point is you have a product. The product is addressing the dreams and problems of your customer. But the other question is, are you talking, are you communicating in the same language? Yeah? Have you chosen pictures which are representing the dreams and the problems and the needs of your customer? Yeah? Are you choosing the right images? Are you choosing the right wording? And that's why we go through a catalog page or a catalog description, which are well adapted to the needs of, in our case, our avatar. Yeah. So I take an example of a weltweit wandern trip, Jungle Mekong and Halong Bay. Yeah, it's taken from the website. It's including a train trip, as boat trips to the floating markets of the Mekong. It's also a little bit with adventure and with hiking along the Mekong. Yeah, 18 days, of which 3 days trekking, 15 days in a bed, so in hotels, and also the minimum and the maximum size of passengers. If you think back, yeah, what was important for Erna? Remember, she was looking for a little bit of trekking, not too much. A little bit of transcending her comfort limits, hence, but not too much. But specifically, she was looking for small, well-educated high quality groups. So 14 passengers limit. With more people, it's getting more and more massive. So between 5 and 14 passengers. So when it comes to show the highlights, I mean, you all know how to show highlights, but the selection of the highlights must address the problems and the desires of your customer. So boat trip, a little bit of hiking, a little bit also of nice luxury hotels. Remember, a little bit of luxury is important. Yeah. Culture is water puppet. Yeah. Delicious flavor in Vietnam cuisine, authentic encounter, cooking with somebody, and also a little bit of sports spice. So immediately your customer will ask, okay, can I do this? Yeah, is this too challenging for me? So very important, the message, what requirements? Yeah, so easy requirements, focuses on enjoying nature, hikes and mostly easy passes, good basic fitness is sufficient. So if you never walk, then it will be a problem. But if you're walking a little bit, it's fine. 4 to 5 hours per day maximum. So then more details about the highlights. Yeah. So I don't go into details with this. Of course, the text must be it must be credible, informative, but also inspiring. By the way, ChatGPT can help. Yeah. If you give the right orders, like write a text to market this or this in order to make it inspiring, and then you can get a good base. Yeah. So here, remember culture, cuisine and culture. So cooking together, having a candlelight dinner, then meeting also cultures with the Red Dao, yeah, traditional markets. And then the Masion Maru, I think for the Vietnamese people, this is very famous. It's one of the most famous chocolate factories in Vietnam, as far as I know. Yeah. So very important, what is included, what is not included. I don't go into details, but this is very important because to prevent irritations and deceptions. So, how many nights in bed, how many nights in tents, what kind of needles, what transfers, what means of transportation. This one is directly also from the website. These are additional information, so added value. Yeah. Here I have the translation. It's additional information if somebody is interested in about the tour operator and himself or herself. Remember, the tour operator represents values. Yeah. We take a look on this in the next aspect, when it comes to market tours. Yeah. Very important. You have to transport your values by what you're doing, what you're engaged in, what you care for, and what sustainability aspects are observed in a credible manner. Then, very principle information. Yeah, what is needed to visit the destination? Yeah, visa regulation. Are there any challenges, demands, limitations on behalf of the health? Are there any dangers? Are there any vaccinations needed? Yeah, information about climate, which is also related to best travel time. And as with Dewey, we have discussed before that it's very hot at the moment in Vietnam, very hot and humid. Money, how much money you need, where can you change? Yeah, these are all information giving security and orientation. The same thing general information. This is about political background, yeah, social, cultural, risk, so general orientation, yeah, insurance, yeah, so what do you need in order to be covered, just in case anything happens. And finally, openly spoken openly. What does this mean? This is more detailed information about sustainable manners, but also about how to travel, principles of respectful traveling, which costumes and traditional regulations to observe. For example, what clothes to wear in order when you go to a temple, etc., etc. Okay. Next thing. By the way, I have an idea. 20 years ago, I've published a book called Respectful Traveling, where is a very compact information about, sustainable traveling. I mean, it's addressing travelers, but I think it could be also very helpful for you. So I will try to translate this book. Yeah, it's of course it's in German. We'll try to translate it by DeepL, and I could offer this as additional information for you. Would you be interested in that? Any movement with your head would be helpful. Or probably you can write in chat. Okay, let's go on. So this is now, before I come to the last part of this presentation, which are the digital marketing tools. It's a summary of all the tasks you should prepare also before Portal, but which should be finalized in Portal. So the creation of an avatar of your future customer, then designing a tourist product, sustainable tourist product of nature tourism or ecotourism. Then you have to integrate into the product the emotion. Yeah, so the product has to address the problem of the customer. It has to tell a story. Yeah. Then you have to do the competitor analysis, and then you have to do the emotional promotion by the analyze of a catalog website, and at the end, in best case, you should produce your own catalog website or catalog page. Probably we could discuss if we do this also in Portal. Okay, so we come to the last part, talking about marketing, especially digital marketing. I mean, all we have done so far is marketing, because marketing is customer orientation, is product development, is information. But now we take the specific aspect of how we can use digital instruments to market your product. Okay. I've chosen 10 aspects for you. And the first one is website. Yeah? As a company, you need a website. Every traffic is at the internet. Internet is the very first thing your customer, your potential customer will have contact with you. That means you have to show your values, your face, I mean your USP at your website. At the website, the customer must realize already for what you are standing, yeah? So your USP, by presenting your sustainable initiative. Here, for example, I mean, most of the example I'm bringing here are from Weltweit Wandern, Worldwide Trekking, and they are supporting a lot of educational and social projects, and this is where this picture is coming from. And they also have shown there, I mean, they have a specific part only about sustainability aspects of the company, but they also show their certification. They are certified by the so-called Travel Life, and this is a photo of the certification diploma, if you want. So, okay. And another aspect, I just show you some of the aspects, more are following this other example. Here, this is information about climate emission compensation. Yeah? So what can customer do in order to compensate the flights? And this is one project they're investing money in to reduce climate emissions for these families. Next thing, interactive content. Well, we are a little bit short in time. That's why I don't show you the thing now. It's but one possibility is at Weltweit Wandern they have a movie right at the beginning. This is just one aspect of this movie. It's changing permanently. But in other examples, I will show you later on, as a solution for mobile phones, there is an operator or a company offering digital guides, and there they offer also a 360-degree image and videos. So this is always a very nice thing you can offer to your customers, to your clients, because they get a view into the area. They get a feeling that they already can do a little visit to the destination they will go through and get an impression. And this helps to nourish his desire, his or her desire, and to say, oh, wow, it's so beautiful. I want to go there. Yeah. Okay. Next thing, next instrument, blogs and articles. The best website is useless if you don't keep this updated. The very good way of updating is integrating a blog. Here, for example, this is the CEO of Weltweit Wandern, the founder and the CEO, Christian Schlade, a very charismatic person. In the meantime, he has written already, I think, 2 or 3 books about sustainable traveling and trekking and bibabo. And he is also writing a blog where he both reflects different aspects of sustainability in trekking tourism, but also telling about specific travels. And he's also sharing stories of customers. So this is the link if you want to go through. And the point is, we also come to this other aspect later on where you are sharing comments of customers. Remember when we have talked about Erna, and when you said, if Erna is fully satisfied and if her desires are fulfilled, then she will be so excited that she will tell everybody and everywhere how fantastic this is. And positive feedback on the internet is gold. Yeah? But you have to create a place where they can give feedback. And if someone tells a story, a beautiful story of the trekking trip he has done with your company, best thing. Next aspect, search engine optimization. Yeah? It's a very complex thing. No time now to go into details for that. But principally, it means you need content on your website. You need also stories, and you need especially specific terms. Yeah, so terms related with the destination, related with sustainability, related because the search engines are specifically looking for some terms. And then you will be easier found by your target groups. Next aspect, social networks or social marketing. Yeah? You also have to communicate on the different networks. We have a saying in Europe, and I don't know how it's in the Philippines and in Vietnam, Facebook is only for old people. Well, in this case, many of the customers of Weltweit Wandern are in the age between, say, 30, 40, up to 70. So they still use Facebook. The young people, they are only active on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and more active on LinkedIn. So you have to be present on all these different social medias, and you have to regularly post new stories and nice pictures in order to keep this alive. Otherwise, people don't go there anymore if they know that only once in a year there's a new story. So talk about your sustainable initiatives, about events, about, development. There is a mistake, sorry. Okay. Hashtag and trending topics. So you also, when you write, then use the hashtags with these crucial topics when you write about your stories and campaign, that the things can be found. This increases the visibility of social media. This is the technical aspect of digital communication, but this is the way how it runs. Next thing, community participation. That means that the more you allow to involve customers, the more credible is your feedback. And it's actually the customer who tells about your product. He is the best ambassador you can find for. And that's why create a place where customers can write the feedback. So here is a certain Harald Nageler, and he is talking about, oh yeah, big positive feedback on the social engagement of Weltweit Wandern. We have been in Morocco, and we have been at the place where they have their educational project, and we were so impressed, and that's why we are planning our next trip with Weltweit Wandern. And the CEO is directly answering, oh, thank you very much, it's very nice. And that's this positive feedback supports us in the conviction to continuously going our way. Yeah. Or here there is a news about what they have done, what Weltweit Wandern has done as an engagement, as there was the big earthquake in Nepal. Nepal, very important destination for them, and what they have done in order to support the villages where they are trekking to. So this is also an aspect of sustainability, not only supporting them by integrating when everything is fine, but also in hard times, because solidarity in hard time is the best glue for keeping people loyal when the good time returns. Influencer marketing. Influencer marketing means that there are more and more young people, well, it's mainly young people, who are making the living by writing story about it. Yeah, making movies, making TikTok movies or whatever, by testing products, and so also testing tourism products. Yeah, there is even a kind of ranking here, the top 40 sustainable traveler influencers in 2023. There are people who are the highest number of followers, well, in the case of Weltweit Wandern, they have not yet a classical internet influencer, but this is another colleague, another very famous expert in the field of sustainable tourism development in Austria and Switzerland, Christian Baumgartner. He's also teaching in our study program, and he has edited one of my first books about tourism ethics. And so he is the ambassador for Weltweit Wandern, as he is the influencer. So when you have influencer, this is also a huge topic. Would be interesting to go deeper into it. This is probably something where, for the preparation for Porto, yeah, we could deepen the knowledge about some of these 10 different aspects. So probably you can choose some of these aspects, and we can make courses which are going deeper into some of these instruments. Okay. Customer reviews and testimonials. Already before I said you have to give people an audience at your internet site, but not only for sharing stories and sharing discussions, specifically also for reviews. And here is the case of Weltweit Wandern, a specific page for feedback, where people can give feedback about, yeah, how was the booking, how is the catalog, how is the website, how was your personal the talking with the expert at the tour operator in order to recommend anything. Yeah, how was the information about the travel, how competent was the booking, etc., etc. Next aspect, sustainability report. When you stand for sustainability, at the end, you should head for becoming certified, because it's the highest standard and it's the highest degree of credibility. But when you have a report about your sustainability activities, you must also publish it. Yeah. So this, for example, is the guideline, certified guideline, which Weltweit Wandern is following on behalf of sustainability. And Weltweit Wandern has also developed an ethical codex, which with rules which Weltweit Wandern is following. Yeah, it's about climate emissions, it's about regional culture, etc., etc. So not only follow important value, also talk about this and show it at the internet. Campaigns and competitions you're doing. Competition is something, well, I haven't found a competition example at Weltweit Wandern, but there is another NGO my university is also working with, is the Nature Friends, or Friends of Nature International. And in summertime, they had the competition, the photo contest, where they were asking for photos, for the best pictures, showing traveling in a very climate-friendly manner. And it was a funny thing. So the way how this photo contest was organized was, you had to upload one photograph, and then there was a jury, and there were also the chance that, well, the people at the internet were able to vote for this photograph. And a couple of weeks ago, I got a very nice email, because I've uploaded this picture. This was from my own trip with a canoe following the river Drava in Austria. It's, I think, the third largest river in Austria. And yeah, I won the first prize because this was by both the jury and the other people at the internet was voted for the most impressive photograph. So with making such a photo challenge or the other competitions, you can raise attraction and can attract additional customers. Yeah. So live events is also another aspect. Here, for example, this is a webinar of the PSU college. Yeah, so about sustainable tour guiding. And well, there are a lot of events at Weltweit Wandern. I didn't see one webinar, but well, you can't cover everything. That's why I brought you this example. Mobile optimization. This is something which is something you really have to keep in mind, because for more and more people, the most important instrument to be connected is the mobile phone. Many don't have even a laptop anymore, a computer. In consequence, your content must be both applied or adapted to both a screen of a computer or a laptop and both a screen for of a handy, of a smartphone. And I have shown you here an example. This is Beyond Arts. This is also a company we are working with. I was specifically involved in this project for Georgia. Yeah. So they have developed a kind of digital guide for Georgia with information about culture, nature, etc., etc. And they have this content always both for the internet and both for mobile phone. And if you go there, you see here this little information, the Panorama Trail. And if you go there, where you have to go on Beyond Arts, then go to the site, to Georgia, etc., and you find there VR, so virtual reality, where you can view this even in 3 dimensions and see it on the screen. But you need, of course, you need a VR glass. So this instrument you put on your face, and then you can see even with 3 dimensions. Okay. Local reference. That means that showing your customer that you are engaged in your local community and the communities you're visiting in your tourism product. So show your actions, your activities, your social initiatives. Like here at Weltweit Wandern, this is an educational product and project in Morocco. This is an educational project in Nepal, and this is another one. This is just one of many. Okay, promoting sustainable partnership. That means that you show that you are not only related with these different destinations and different villages and different partners of your products, but also internationally with organizations and with partners which are engaged in sustainability. For example, here, this time I was taking a different tour operator I was working for as a tour guide a couple of years ago. This is called Hauser Exkursionen. It's from Germany, from Munich. They are also specialized in trekking trips, and they are engaged and relied with Ekpat. Ekpat was found actually in Thailand, It's an international organization fighting for children's rights and especially fighting against sexual exploitation of children in tourism. An issue which is unfortunately a growing critical issue. So they're together with them. They are also related to the Roundtable Human Rights in Tourism, and they're a member of the Forum Anders Reisen, called Forum Different Traveling. This is a platform of 120 tour operators who are already declared for sustainability. They're certified with this Tour Cert certification, which is a very high level certification of sustainability. Yeah. So showing with whom you're working, showing the results of your work together, of your projects, this supports your credibility. Yeah, of course, there are many more aspects, but I think as a selection, this is enough for today. And now we have still some time for questions and discussions. Or if you want for feedback, so was I successful for sustaining your attention? Any feedback? So wake up, please. It's the end of the presentation.
Oh no, that means that means I won't have an interesting topic while I pack to listen to. Very interesting, very interesting way to analyze a product. And I was thinking that also, how can companies explain this on their website in such a way that why are they sustainable? That doesn't put a customer to sleep before they reach the end.
Yeah.
You know, going through that whole analysis, it would be something interesting that in the idea of educating customers as to why, because, you know, everybody and their mother is putting a green certificate or green label on their thing, and you're realizing when you start analyzing them, they're not that sustainable after all. So that could also be something. I'm just thinking in terms of our colleagues when talking about the students and their projects and other elements, thinking of innovative ways with students, like short video or something that explains why are we a sustainable company? What do we do? An amusing way to present it. But I mean, I definitely was opened my eyes to many aspects of travel to look further into when going on. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Christina. And actually, you're touching something, and you're touching a phrase I think you like very much, and I've mentioned already several times. Yeah, the worm must be tasty to the fish, not the fisherman. And this is, I mean, it's all about communication. And communication means getting connected. And you are successful in communication when you have an idea of how your opposite is thinking, feeling, behaving, what is he or she interested in. And this is the most important aspect. So thinking on what do we have interesting, what kind of things is interesting, what do we have is the one thing. But what of this could be interesting for your customer, and how, in which way, in which channel can be this presented that it's still interesting for the opposite, for the customer. I love very much this picture, this comparison. When you are interested in a person, yeah, that you want to get into a deeper exchange with this person, so you have to think on how can I seduce this person. And the very first thing is, okay, what makes this person well, excuse me, please, this expression, but what makes this person horny? Yeah. But this is all about, and in this context, the so-called horniness is connected to the problem, yeah, to the desires. We have to address the desires of the person opposite. And probably, I mean, I'm not a woman, but I try to understand women. And we all know about these fundamental misunderstandings between women and men when a woman comes and say, oh yeah, I have a problem. And the man comes, oh yeah, I have a solution for you. Completely wrong. Yeah. Women, as far as I'm informed, yeah, Venus and Mars, exactly. Yeah. Women just want to talk about. They need someone who listens to them and gives them a feeling of understanding. And they don't need the solution because they can find a solution themselves, but sometimes listening. So this is the idea behind, yeah. Empathy. Thank you very much, Christina. Yeah. Anyone else?
Well,
Yeah, please, Macbeth.
just to thank you very much for your informative presentations. I also enjoyed the and learned a lot, and the part where you presented the sustainability assessment of tourism product, that criteria, and you said that we are going to do some exercises here in Porto. And you mentioned that would be good to do it based on some practical visit, let's say some real experience. And I was thinking, I was sending also a message to Christina that we are planning to organize a study visit to one place. It's called Bioria. It's 40 kilometers from Porto. It's natural heritage of one municipality, Estereja called, and it's recognized for its richness, biodiversity. Also, you can simply walk there, and you can also enjoy bird watching. You have environmental interpretation center, and maybe based on this visit, we can do your exercise to assess. Whether this sustainable.
Yeah, that's Macbeth. That's a fantastic idea. A question to our friends in Vietnam and the Philippines. Yeah, so I've tried to find good examples from those countries. So did you have the impression that you felt well represented by my examples? What was your impression?
Hi everyone, hi Haras.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm so impressed by your lesson today, especially the part about the submit about the tourism sustainable product. Yeah, and you give us a lot of very successful or very example about the sustainable tourism product or the sustainable tourism activity. And I'm so happy because you have give us a lot of the example of the tourism in Vietnam, the tourist and destination are famous, such as Hạ Long. Yeah, so I guess that you have been in Vietnam several times. Yes, and you know a lot about our destination. And in Vietnam, we have a lot of potential tourism, and we try to develop the tourism. However, we try to develop in a sustainable way. But in fact, there are some some tourist destination developed with the uncontrolled, and we hope as we like the people who work in tourism industry, and by this course we get more knowledge, and we know more the way to develop the tourism in our countries. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. This was very nice, very, very friendly feedback. Thank you. Okay, anyone from the Philippines?
Hi, Harry. Bear me for my voice because I still have calls, but I'm really impressed with the discussion since last meeting. Now, we may have a lot of destinations to offer, but what you taught us is something different, like from the planning, where we have to consider all the stakeholders. And then earlier, when you gave the situation, it has something to do also with how we're going to brand and focus on what to offer to our clients. So it's really something that we are that we could share with our students. And it's not only for ecotourism, but also with the other tourism products that we could offer to the clients. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Very kind. Thank you. Okay, wonderful.